A master blacksmith will use three things to take a piece of steel or iron and create a work of art. High heat, number one, a hammer, and an anvil, number three. He'll use those three things to pound out molten steel into something that will produce great things. Like a samurai sword that is worked on over and over and over, put back into the fire, and then back on the hammer and anvil, and then back into the fire over and over and over to produce a work of art. To take something raw and unproductive, to take something that is soft and not prepared, and to create something that's very strong, very powerful, very effective. Do you know that in our life, we go through a forge of fire also? Not just like a master blacksmith will use a piece of iron, but we are going through them. And they're called trials, tribulations, and challenges. We face them every day. Some are small, some are great. Some are unfair, some are fair. Some we've brought on by ourselves, and some are unfair that have come upon us. Either way, they are the fire, the hammer, and the anvil. And I believe that if we go through each of these things, if we'll go through the trials and tribulations with the right attitude, even though they're unfair at times, if we'll go through them, we'll become a work of art. I believe these things are preparing us for our destiny. That the greater our destiny, the greater the fire, the hammer, the anvil. But we're being prepared now to face future events that are coming where we need to become stronger, deeper than we ever have been before. We don't know our depths and our strengths until we go through fire. As I think about this, I remember Washington and his troops in Valley Forge. I remember that they came in as a ragtag army, if you could even call them that, of a bunch of farmers and shopkeepers who were not trained, who were ill prepared, who didn't have the resources, the weaponry, or the skill sets needed to face one of the greatest armies in the world at that time, the British. And after a season in Valley Forge, they became a fierce fighting unit. They went in getting their rear ends handed to them, but they came out learning to stand level on the same field with the greatest army that was in the world at that time. And they were forged in horrible weather, starvation, sickness, disease, everything that you can think of, and probably maybe one of the worst types of experiences humanity had to go through. They went through it and they came out of it so much stronger and deeper than they ever were before. Because the hottest heat produces the strongest steel. And the same with our character. The hardest challenges mold our character, mold us into something deeper than we've ever been before. I believe the master blacksmith is at work in your life. And he is using heat, the hammer, and the anvil, which are our trials, tribulations, and challenges, to prepare us for the greatness of our destiny. We cannot face it today. We must be forged in fire to prepare what's coming for us. My name is Ed Carcarey, and I'd love to connect with you at edcarcarey.com. Find your passion, you'll find your life.